Today's job is to identify putative mislabeled CO1 DNA barcodes for an updated dataset for Neuropterida. So I have a module for doing this, which I use Moto. I presume a lot of these old molecular identification software probably developed for microbiology, I guess. Anyway, this is one that I use and works pretty well. You can look at the format. So one of them just has a barcode sequences, and you can see they don't need to be aligned, which is one good thing. I think this uses composition based similarity check, and we have you need to produce this format for the taxonomy file. You have the sequence ID tab, and you have the taxonomies with the rank, 2 underscores, taxonomic name, semicolon, and so on. And if you have a irregular faster format, you can use a script called one I've produced. Taxonomic formatting will produce that format ready for Moto and also SAP. Anyway, once you have the input files, I suggest you don't use a path, rather copy them to your working directory, or you'll stick all the output files in your wherever you're storing your database. Also, you must delete the old Moto files, or might be using an outdated reference database. So here they are. So I should delete this manually, but just check the date and then delete. These are all the previous output files from Moto, and then delete those before you repeat that. Anyway, just run Moto like this. This uses a default classification algorithm, which is a Wang algorithm. Output. This is the output file on this run, although you can get different strings. Now for parsing so here's the output file. So you have the query, and then you get the. So I've done the identification against a whole insect database, although I've reduced the size of it, reduced redundancy. So do a clustering about say 92% to reduce the size of it. Then that's good enough, and you get this identification. So as I say, these are all Neuropterida, so most of them, virtually all of them, we expect to be Neuropterida, and I can see one here which isn't. So it's been Neuropterida queries molecular identification against a database of all insects, and you get to find the mislabeled ones, and here is one such mislabeled here. So taxon table is a script I used for parsing that, and it will give you just a list of the putative mislabeled. And we have only 5 out of about 800 queries, which is pretty low error rate, I think. And I think Bold do a good job of identifying. So here's putative mislabeled one. Let's just check just one of these sequence. So let's blast this. Nucleotide collection. And I blast N to get more dissimilar things. So Neuropterida, which is Neuropterida. Let's do blast and see what this is similar to. This has been flagged as a putative mislabeled. So this is a lacewing, and it has been identified from a different order, although a related order. And similarly, blast. Finds it very similar to choroidalis, as the molecular identification has given. Choroidalis is a Megaloptera. So yeah, this looks like certainly a candidate mislabel sequence. So only 5 to be removed. Which is obviously very few. One thing we need to do now is remove faster entries, remove list users, putative mislabeled, and we need to set the faster file name. Faster out, mislabels removed as the extra string. So 5 removed from file. And a few other things. I found some a strange case of, I think these were flies. Seem to be chimeric sequences, but yeah, they're flies, so they won't be in this. Anyway, so a module for finding mislabeled sequences. Now, when I run this for all insect data, I get about 150. Just run this for updated dataset for Neuropterida and only 5, so this is not really a big problem on Bold data. But for making phylogenies, you really need to remove this, because it can cause various propagated errors in your phylogeny. It's not so much an issue for molecular identification, but using COIs for phylogeny, you don't want these mislabeled things in here. So best to have this module. Anyway, job done.